Edward Jenner leans toward Jane and asks, "But how can you be sure that the light itself was the cause of the needle's action?" "The experiment must be repeated, of course," Jane says with a slight flush to her cheek that Alice recognizes well. "But I have thought at great length about the affinity that underlies light and magnetism and electricity." "You see some sort of occult connection?" Miss Lytton asks eagerly. "Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way," says Jane, "but I do think—" "My mentor always says a man of science should never think, but only do," says Dr. Jenner. "It is only through repeated examinations of the interior workings of the cuckoo, you see, that I was able to gain entrance to the Royal Society, and that only just this year. It takes many years of hard work to get anywhere in science, Miss Hodgson." Jane sips her tea. "The Royal Society has made it quite clear that I shall not gain entry, Dr. Jenner, no matter how many birds I cut open." "Of course," he says, slightly flustered. "Well, never mind about them, my dear. I only mean to say that reason must always be handmaiden to observation. I have learned a great deal by observing the simple country people, but if I am to convince the esteemed gentlemen in London of the truth of anything, I must gather evidence. They have yet to be convinced, for example, that a bout of cowpox in childhood can confer immunity to smallpox, but I have seen—" "Captain Alden will be heartbroken to have missed this," Prudence whispers, leaning toward Alice, so only she will hear, under the din of the two larger simultaneous conversations. "Ha!" Alice whispers back with a smile. "I think all this so-called investigating is a neat excuse. After all, we know he could be here at any time he likes. What is he off investigating today? The prince is in the tower again." "Arthur of Brittany," Prudence says. "Dr. Jenner, are you on about the cowpox again?" Mr. Duncan says too loudly, and the table goes silent. Mr. Duncan is florid now, on his fourth glass. "Forgive me," says Dr. Jenner, inclining his head. "My wife says that once I get in a rut it would take a Clydesdale team to pull me out." He says "my wife" in a way that makes it clear the phrase has all the luster of newness still to him, and he takes her hand. "It occurs to me that I have not congratulated you on the birth of your son, Jenner," Mr. Duncan continues. "A new subject for your experiments." "Not if I can help it," Catherine says with a bright smile. "A wife is a wonderful thing," Mr. Duncan goes on as if no one had spoken. "A wonderful thing. The savior of a man, I always say. Otherwise the passions of men miscarry in the most destructive ways." "You make the passions of men sound rather horrible, Mr. Duncan," says Alice. She takes a few confits, like tiny white pearls of rice, from her plate with a silver spoon. The sugared seeds brighten her tongue, benumb it just a little, as the earthy warmth of the caraway spreads through her mouth. She gently works the seeds between two molars, which helps her to say nothing for the moment. She glances at the two old ladies, who seem likely to destroy Mr. Duncan simply by staring beatifically at him. "Oh, of course, I should not speak of such things to maiden ladies," the painter says, redder and louder now. "Women cannot understand it, of course." "You think we are not capable of love, then, Mr. Duncan?" Miss Lytton asks, with a smile of glorious indifference. "Oh, you mistake me. Why, Miss Lytton, you and Miss Bell are examples of the kind of love that comes naturally to women, a chaste love." Alice and Jane catch each other, keeping their mouths from twisting into giggles. But the two old ladies, who have shared the same household since George II was on the throne, simply stare at Mr. Duncan, their faces inscrutable. "I have heard it said," Alice says, examining the port in her glass as if scrying, "that not all love between ladies is entirely chaste." She doesn't need to look to the end of the table to know that Jane's fair face has gone pink. Alice delights in showing Jane how little she cares about the opinion of the world. And why should she care now? Now that she...